At the beginning of 2025, the D-Wave stock that we saw was a different stock. It was at maybe around a couple dollars a share if we take a look back to those levels. It was at the start of 2025 right around $3 to $5 a share, and we started covering it right around $1 a share. We've seen it have some serious volatility, but continually ratchet up from $1 a share to $46 a share by October. And now it's pulled back down into what was the previous resistance level of that bullish trend that we saw play out throughout the entire 2025 season until this quarter three results just came in recently. And that's when we've seen them sell back down to around $28 a share. In the recent earnings that they just came out with today, they had some news. We saw them dip about 20% and then just recovered after reporting earnings yesterday, about 10% after their earnings report. So what came out with QBTS that's causing this quantum company to have momentum in the AI boom that we're in right now? AI stocks primarily are seeing gains because of NVIDIA, AMD stock, and big semiconductor companies that are getting more momentum in powering AI. But there's also hidden markets that investors are watching that potentially could help scale the technology stocks like semiconductors. We're talking about NVIDIA. In fact, NVIDIA just recently introduced NVQ Link, which is a quantum link for the data centers to take companies like Rigetti and IonQ, or maybe even in this case D-Wave, and have software that plugs in those quantum computers directly into the data servers or into the data centers in the GPUs to allow computations that can run kind of in a string with quantum computers. And so the configuration of that has really given a lot of momentum to the quantum market. But even so, you could see the quarterly revenues with QBTS have really been declining, the net income at least. And they just came out with their earnings recently, while their revenue was holding around $3 to at $1.15 million a quarter. This recent thing they just came out with here, D-Wave, let's take a look at their newsroom and see their new release that they came out with, their quarter three results. So you can see the revenue was up 100% year over year, and they, while that looks good, only announced about 3.7 million for the third quarter. It's an increase though, and it is an increase from the 1.8 million the year prior. And then when you're looking at, let's see, they signed some new deals. Let's see what else they have around revenue. So they came in 3.7 million in the quarter, and that's up. When it comes to customers, let's see, gross profits came in, and this is where things get kind of crazy. Their net loss for the third quarter was $140 million, or 0.41 per share, an increase of 117 million in losses. So 30 cents more negative compared to the net loss prior year of 22 million. So they still spent, again, about 140 million, or just in losses of about 140 million. And so they say this was because of non-operating charges related to the remeasurement of the company's warrant liability, as well as realized losses stemming from warrant exercises that materially increased as a result of significant price appreciation of the company's warrants. And so when we're looking at quantum, we were just starting to develop some more technology, and we're using quantum more now than we were 5 years ago, and the revenues are up more now than they were 5 years ago. But there's still a disconnect right now in the amount of revenue. And so if we search up a symbol, let's do D-Wave here. QBTS, according to NASDAQ, and looking at the insider holdings of the company, it appears that things are actually fairly bullish. We've seen institutional holdings increased positions, 296 increased positions, decreased positions at just 88. So companies like BlackRock have been investing more. Vanguard, State Street, and Morgan Stanley have been investing much more in the company, increasing their positions. So when you look at that data and then you look at this recent announcement, the revenue increase is nice, but just pretty far off with the negative net loss right now. That's a big negative net loss. And so even so, the revenue is what investors like to see. There's still a lot of research and development right now, which is why they could still grow quite a bit as a result of more investment coming in. Their net cash increased just a tad, and they're around $815 million in cash on their balance sheet. And then you see the margin for profit. We're looking at these overall trends. If they hold this support level that they bounce down to around this $26 a share, you could see that level. Then again, they jumped 10%. And so the risk to reward, not too bad. If they're going to continue the recovery, they got a resistance level at $32, which is about 12% up from here, which would be a nice margin for profit. Still looking for a little more confirmation though. As you can see, they are kind of selling down, downward pressure, maybe trying to reverse here. And they're still overall in an uptrend over the last year, obviously. But we're looking at can they confirm? Can there be more indication that this uptrend continues? And that's where you'd look for a break above that $32 price point, which is also the next margin for profit target, and the support level around $26 a share. So D-Wave, when it comes to the targets we're watching, are going to be in those levels. And if you ever want to watch us trade the stock, we invest in this company long term. We've been covering it since $1 a share. How do we find companies like this one, along with other space tech and AI companies? You can join in to our daily live trading sessions in StockMate. That's the second link in the description. Also, we just started announcing that we're working on adding in quantum technology into the analysis of companies. And so right now we're using AI models. So you can see we have up here, we could pull a refresh here on, for example, Tesla stock, and we use AI models to analyze companies. And so we're actually working on integrating for the AI analysis, whether you're looking at SEC filings, the charts, the Fibonacci, the support and resistance, the technical indicators, the fundamentals, the financials, all that good stuff. If you're looking at those things already, there's probably a good reason to use AI, because AI can look at those things for you. And so in this case, we're using Grok. The other thing that we've recently added here is the ability to use quantum computing. And so we're going to be integrating very soon with companies like D-Wave, probably in this next week or a few days. Very soon, you'll be able to look at the confidence scores of different companies and actually run the analysis into D-Wave or IonQ or Rigetti into the QPUs, however many qubits are available, so that you can go ahead and see some projections and get quantum verified analysis. So quantum analysis is coming to the machine. If you want to get access before the beta pricing goes away, it's the first link in the description below. Let me know your comments down below on quantum stocks. What are you thinking about it? Let me know. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.